Successful treatment presentation. Rapport and trust are essential for success. A guide for treatment coordinators. At California Dental Group. Everything you do and say to the patient should be with the goal of building a relationship with the patient and gaining their trust. Hello, and welcome to our training video on the successful treatment presentation at California Dental Group. Today, I'll guide you through the essential steps to build rapport and trust with our patients, ensuring successful treatment outcomes. 1. Offer the patient a bottle of water. Step 1 is all about comfort. When a patient arrives at the consultation area, offer them a bottle of water. This simple gesture helps make them feel at ease. Remember, comfort is key. 2. Talk to the patient about non-dental things. Next, we talk about non-dental things. Here's where you get to know the patient as a person. Ask them about their day, their hobbies, or anything that shows you're interested in them beyond their dental health. For example, you might say, "How was your weekend?" Or, "Do you enjoy any sports?" Listen actively to their responses. It builds a personal connection. 3. Find out what the patient wants most. Now, find out what the patient wants most from their dental visit. Ask questions like, "What are you hoping to achieve with your dental care?" Or, "What's your main concern today?" This understanding helps tailor our approach to their needs. Here is one thing that you must always say. "You have come to the right place, we can definitely help you." This reassurance gives the patient confidence and relief. It is extremely important to go over the results of their exam, using visuals such as models, pictures, intraoral scans, and x-rays. The key here is to thoroughly educate the patient about their condition prior to presenting the treatment options. 4. Present treatment options or break it down to stages. Always have 3 proposals already prepared. The key here is to thoroughly educate the patient about their condition. Repeat their exam results again. Make sure you go over the consequences of no treatment. And then you may present solutions and benefits of the treatment plan. And explain how these will meet what they want. If a patient hesitates, we need to put them at ease. Use phrases like, "I understand." "Tell me what is holding you back." Or, "What is your concern or worry?" Always ask questions and listen to their responses. Remember, if you've built rapport and trust, they will confide in you. Let them talk, they will reveal how to approach them. Their hesitation could be due to finances, fear, and also the patient may not be convinced that the treatment plan is the best for them, and they may want to know if there is an alternative. If you sense hesitation, always say, "I understand, I am here to help you. We will find a solution for you." To keep the conversation flowing, you want to create what I like to call a feedback loop. This is where we check in with our patients. For example, you might say, "Did I explain that clearly, or did I totally confuse you?" Or maybe you can ask, "Do you have any questions?" Always be yourself. Be friendly. And don't be afraid to add a bit of humor. It creates a natural atmosphere, and the patient will feel more at ease. Remember, people buy from people they like and trust. So as we wrap up, the main takeaway here is, show your patients you care about them. Understand their hesitations, educate them on their options, and loop back to ensure they feel heard. Remember, people buy from people they like and trust. We are going to go over some of the objections patients may have. The number 1 reason patients hesitate. You guessed it, the cost of treatment. Here are some things you might hear. "It's too expensive." "I only want to use my Medi-Cal or my Medicare benefits." "I'm going to Mexico for cheaper prices." "I'm on a tight budget." "Your prices are too high." "I'm really just price shopping." What is going on? Now let's think about what's going on in their minds. Many patients perceive dental treatments as expensive, especially if they're not in a great insurance situation. They might fear unexpected costs, or simply not understand the financing options available. In all cases, education is key and extremely important. Do not assume that patient understands. And here's where education becomes absolutely vital. Remember, it's essential not to assume your patient understands their condition or the treatment options. Educate, educate, educate. Remember, the key is educating the patient about their condition or problems before we talk about the cost of treatment. Strategy. Before discussing the cost of treatment, it's crucial to first explain their condition and the importance of the proposed treatment. This builds trust and understanding. First and foremost, it's critical to offer transparent pricing. Patients appreciate knowing exactly what they're paying for. When discussing treatment plans, always break down the costs involved. For example, you might say, "Let me show you a detailed breakdown of the costs for your treatment plan." This not only fosters trust, but also allows patients to understand where their money is going. Next, let's talk about staging the treatment plan. This involves outlining the recommended treatments in stages to make costs more manageable. You could say, "This is how we can break your treatment into stages so that the treatment amounts are smaller and more affordable." Be clear about what the doctor recommends and present alternative options if necessary. Now, financing options. It's important to clearly discuss these, as well as insurance coverage. If a patient expresses concerns about costs, you can empathize with them. "I understand how you feel. Cost is a concern." Reassure them that we offer flexible payment plans to help make treatment more affordable. Don't forget to mention down payments. A down payment will certainly make your monthly payments more manageable. For the patients that only want to use their Medi-Cal or Medicare benefits, explain the very limited coverages and implement the Medi-Cal script and discounts. Depending on what treatments you have with us, we may be able to give you enough discounts to match your Medi-Cal coverage or greatly reduce your cost. Explain the consequences and costs of delaying or refusing treatment. Here are some script examples for treatment coordinators. "I understand how you feel. Cost is a concern. Other patients have felt the same way. But they have found that we have some great options. We offer flexible payment plans to make treatment more affordable. A down payment will make your monthly payments more manageable. This is how we can break your treatment into stages, so the treatment amounts are smaller and more affordable. This is the treatment that the doctor recommends for you. Here is another option." Or, "Let's at least do this so you can have relief or prevent this from worsening." In all cases, sell something to every patient. Always prepare 3 proposals to present to each patient. A high option, a middle option, and a low option. A high option includes all treatment needed and recommended by the doctor. A middle option includes only the most urgent treatments. A low option includes the bare minimum treatment needed for the most painful and urgent problem, or at the very least, a cleaning. In all cases, education is key and extremely important. Do not assume that patient understands. And finally, regardless of whether the patient decides to proceed with treatment, we must always provide excellent service. This approach increases the likelihood of their return for additional treatment in the future. Objection: the patient does not understanding. This is a frequent and hidden reason patients do not buy treatment. This is often an unspoken objection, particularly within the Latino population. What is going on? Treatment not explained or not explained in terms that patient can understand. Patients may not fully grasp the consequences of delaying or refusing treatment. Technical explanations may confuse them, making them hesitant to commit. Strategy. 1. Educate on preventive care. It's vital to communicate the importance of early intervention and the risks associated with waiting. 2. Utilize visual aids. Tools like the iTarot 3D scanner, X-rays, and intraoral photos can help illustrate their condition effectively. Turn the monitor towards the patient so they can see exactly what you're discussing. 3. Use simple language. Avoid medical jargon and employ analogies that relate to everyday experiences. This approach makes the information more relatable. 4. Check in frequently. Make it a habit to ask for feedback during your explanation. Simple check-ins like, "Have I been able to explain this properly? Do you have any questions?" can help gauge their understanding. Here are some example scripts that you can use while communicating with your patients. These are designed to be clear and reassuring. "I'd like to show you what is happening in your X-ray. If left untreated, this cavity could lead to an infection and more costly treatment. Untreated issues can progress silently. Please don't wait until you are in pain. If this gets to the point where you're experiencing pain, treatment will be more extensive, more costly, and could even result in lost teeth. This will affect your ability to eat and your appearance. Taking care of it now will save you from pain and expenses later. This is the treatment that the doctor recommends for you. Here's another option, or let's at least do this so you can find relief or prevent this from worsening. As you can see, addressing the "I don't understand" objection requires patience, clear communication, and the right tools. By implementing these strategies, you can help your patients feel more empowered and informed when making decisions about their treatment. Remember, understanding is the first step toward acceptance. Thank you for watching, and let's make sure our patients are on the path to a healthier future. In all cases, sell something to every patient. Have 3 proposals ready to present to each patient. A high option, a middle option, and a low option. A high option includes all treatment needed and recommended by the doctor. A middle option includes only the most urgent treatments. A low option includes the bare minimum treatment needed for the most painful and urgent problem, or at the very least, a cleaning. In all cases, education is key and extremely important. Do not assume that patient understands. And finally, regardless of whether the patient decides to proceed with treatment, we must always provide excellent service. This approach increases the likelihood of their return for additional treatment in the future. Successful treatment presentation. Summary. First, building a relationship, rapport with patients is key. They need to trust what you say as you move forward with them in the sales process. Second, don't assume that the patient understands. Quite the opposite, assume that they do not understand anything. Approach everything with the goal of educating the patient. Explaining everything in the most fundamental way: their diagnosis, reasons for the recommended treatment, financing options, stage treatment, down payments, etc., consequences of delaying or refusing treatment. Create feedback loops or check-ins with the patient throughout your presentation. Did I explain that clearly, or did I totally confuse you? Do you have any questions? Third, if patient hesitates, ask them, what is your concern or worry? If you were successful in building a rapport and trust, they will confide in you. Let them talk, they will reveal how to approach them. Fourth, in all cases, sell something to every patient. Have 3 proposals ready to present to each patient. A high option, a middle option, and a low option. A high option includes all treatment needed and recommended by the doctor. A middle option includes only the most urgent treatments. A low option includes the bare minimum treatment needed for the most painful and urgent problem, or at the very least, a cleaning. In all cases, education is key and extremely important. Do not assume that patient understands. And finally, regardless of whether the patient decides to proceed with treatment, we must always provide excellent service. This approach increases the likelihood of their return for additional treatment in the future. As part of this training, it is important to review the training module regarding problem, consequences, solutions, and benefits. Thank you for watching this training video. Remember, every interaction is an opportunity to strengthen our relationship with our patients. Let's continue to provide the best care with compassion and expertise. See you in the next session.